się tam ściacha ten początek, nie wiem. Okej.
Dzięki. Hello, welcome to Brokat i Cycki. My name is Colette Delacreme.
Hi everyone, I'm Freya Flame.
And I'm Moonlight Pixie. And today we would like to talk a little bit about how it started, how our burlesque journey beginning. So I think that, I'm the youngest one here. Not with my age, of course, but with my experience. So yeah, it all started actually 1 year ago because of you, Freya. Yeah. So I debuted on January 2025. I was just 1 month before my 35th birthday. Yeah. Yeah. And, I considered myself as a kind of late bloomer back then. I don't know. When you started, Colette?
Okay, I started belly dancing when, let's see, okay, this was back in 2012. I took a belly dance class from the Sausen Academy of Egyptian Dance in San Francisco. I took 2 years of lessons with Sausen. I performed at Al Masri restaurant as a belly dancer. And then I had this crazy moment where I was like, I don't want to belly dance anymore. Mm-hmm. And it was actually very sort of sad. And then for a few months, I had this feeling of I want to find something else. And I'd been going to a lot of burlesque shows in the San Francisco Bay Area, and then suddenly it hit me and I realized that I wanted to do burlesque. And so I started to try to take classes, but I didn't really get a good class. I had one class in Oakland with, with Minx Demeanor, mm-hmm. who's a fabulous teacher. Mm-hmm. She's so cute. And she started in, She started in swing dance. So she began as a swing dancer, and then she got into burlesque from there, and she's adorable. At that time, I think she was one of Jim Sweeney's housemates, and he's been running Hubba Hubba for about 20 years in San Francisco.
Greetings from me, Hubba.
Yes, hello Hubba, we love you.
Hubba.
Woo, Hubba. So Hubba, I know, it's amazing. So
how old were you back then?
I don't even remember. No, wait, I do remember. Okay, so I'm going to be 49 on March 3rd. So I was actually 40.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So almost a full decade
Of
performing.
I guess so, because I guess since, officially I've performed since 2013. So since 2013.
Okay. So, talking about your beginnings, I think it's more than a year because you started your burlesque classes in October.
Yes.
2024.
True that. Yeah, and it was after your show. And I remember, I think it was your first show in Gdynia.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I went there with my friends and we were sitting on the first row and I was like, oh my God. I think that was the moment when something clicked in my head and I was like, okay, I think I want to try. Just try. Just go to the class, see how it goes. Previously, I was doing a bit of pole dancing. And that was the moment when I started to discover my body. And I had this feeling that, wow, okay, actually, I think I'm hot. So why not to share? Why not to show, So, yeah, that was crazy. And I remember just after this first class, I approached you and I asked you, okay, so do you want to be my mama? Yeah. And you almost cried.
Sort of engagement. Wanna be my mama? And I said yes.
Because guys, in burlesque, we call our mentors moms. So yeah, that was a very important moment, very touching, I would say. And I must say that you did a great job. Really, you prepared me well. I felt that I have you on my back, and I'm like, okay, progressing. I know what I want to do, but yeah. Thanks a lot.
Pleasure is mine. when you asked for being your mentor, I thought that I would like to give you more than I received when I was a burlesque beginner. And I think you did a lot of work by yourself. So you should thank also yourself for this.
And my boyfriend.
And your boyfriend, of course. The institution of burlesque husband is a very important institution.
For that.
Yeah, my boyfriend is also a great support for me. So, babe, I love you.
How did you start?
My beginning was in 2019. Yeah, and actually it started from theater.
Wow.
I never had interests in theater or stage or performing. I danced a little bit, but it was like salsa, dance hall, and street dance, so nothing very sexy. Well, depends, of course. But it wasn't something which is connected with classic, elegant, retro burlesque. But in 2019, I was singing with a guy from Poznań. I lived here in Gdynia, so we were traveling to each other. And once he took me to a half amateur, half professional theater in a quite old building in Poznań, on the old town. And we were sitting, waiting for the start. It was completely dark. And then a single light get on stage, and I saw a woman, and I thought, from nowhere, I'd like to be there. I would like to be an actor. I would like to be on stage. But I was too old to start another studies. To be honest, you sometimes you come to this level of your life that you're not able to start studies. You have to work, you have to earn money, blah, blah, blah. And also the school in Gdynia, these are not studies. Here we call it studium, next to the music theater in Gdynia. They only take candidates who are no more than 24 years old.
Okay.
That's disgusting.
Well, that's the rules. So I was literally too old for them. Because it was like October, November, and in November I had my 24th birthday.
Oh my.
So, over. Way is closed.
And about years, it was just about, months. Oh gosh.
Yeah. 1 month.
1 month.
Or maybe 2 weeks, I don't remember. But...
Oh my, this is so unfair, because, I'm always thinking about those late bloomers. And sometimes things can come to your mind very late in life, but you still want to explore yourself. You still want to explore this energy. And why? Why it's so unfair? But here comes burlesque. You can start wherever you want, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the coolest thing.
And I wanted to mention one more thing as well. So I had a class with Minx Demeanor in Oakland. And during that class, I was very, very shy, very triggered around my body issues, around my insecurity about my body.
Yeah.
At that time, right? Isn't that? And so what I wanted to say with what you guys were saying is that sometimes it's not even so much that we start late according to anybody else's calendar, or that we're late bloomers according to anybody else's calendar, but it's because I think that women on this planet, it just takes us longer to get to the point where we have self-assurance and self-confidence, and where we could be like, fuck you, I'm doing this, get out of my way.
Yeah.
And so that was very difficult for me to deal with those issues. And Minx was actually a fabulous, fabulous mentor at that time. But when I applied for her second level class, she said that she didn't really think I was quite ready. And so I thought, what am I going to do now? And so life happened, and I ended up moving with my mom to Warsaw. And this was so I can't even tell you how crazy this was. The very second or third day that my mom and I were in Warsaw, my aunt and her younger son had come up from Wilkowice. Actually, he lived in Warszawa. He still lives in Warszawa at the time. Now he's married with a kid as of a couple years ago. But at that time, he was just dating this girl, Kasia. And so Kasia Oh, sorry. I hope it's okay that I mentioned Kasha. Hi, Kasha. Sorry, they're married now, so it's okay. So Alex and Kasha, and then my aunt, my mom, and I all went out to this cute little bar mleczny, like a cute little Polish cafe. And my cousin is like picking up the tray. We're all sitting down. I'm happy that like my aunt is there. And then, because I haven't seen her in a while at this point, and I love my aunt so much. And so then Alex says, "Hey, across the street, that club, Worek Kości, has burlesque every Tuesday night." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" So after we had lunch, I literally ran across the street. It's winter, I'm freezing, and I'm like, "Oh my God, write it down." Because I don't do anything with my phone, so I'm like writing it down, like, remember, Worek Kości, Tuesday night. So then the next time there was a Tuesday night show, I went there, and then I saw Betty Q perform.
Wow.
And I saw... Oh my God. And then I saw, okay, sorry, I'm getting so excited. And then I saw, like, I have goosebumps. And then her students were there as well. And so I went up to one of her students and I'm like, "Where did you," because the music was loud, "Where did you go to take this?" And she's like, "Madam Q." And I couldn't hear anything she said. So I'm like, "Where did you go?" And she's like, "Madam Q." So I think I asked her like 4 times or 5 times. And then the 5th time, finally, I was like, "Oh, Madam Q." So I enrolled in classes with Betty Q, and I took classes with Betty Q for a year. And I want to say, if Betty is watching, oh my God, I'm going to cry. And if Betty's students are watching, Betty is the reason that I'm as crazy of a performer as I am today. It's because of you, and I love you so much. And Red Juliet, and 2 other people that now I can't remember their name because they were doing a visiting workshop. There was this fabulous Indian performer from India, and there was also a very beautiful Italian performer from, I think, the south of Italy, and I had workshops with them. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. And because of all of these teachers, I was able to come back and feel more confident. So when I moved back to San Francisco, I started performing with Hubba Hubba. And that's like, that blew my mind. And it's because of Madam Q. And the worst part about that is that only a couple of months ago online, I learned that Madam Q will be closing its doors, I think in June, because they can no longer survive as a venue.
They're already closed.
They already closed?
They're already closed in January.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I'm, you know what?
Oh.
Yeah. Little cry break.
I know.
Yeah, and I was super devastated because I really wanted to perform there, but due to my health issues recently, I couldn't do that. And this is something actually, this is breaking my heart, really. But yeah, this is life. This is life. This is how it goes. But I remember actually my first burlesque show, and it was in Prague. And I watched Zoria Blue, and I discovered her because of her podcast. That was the funny story, because I was actually dealing with my health issues, crisis, and I was doing a lot of walks for my, stupid mental health. And I was walking a lot, listening to podcasts, and I discovered Zoria's podcast in Polish. It was Przy zapalonym świetle. And it clicked immediately. It was about sexuality, but it was so well done. I was obsessed with this podcast. And then in one episode, Zoria mentioned that she's a burlesque performer. And I was like, ooh, this is cool. And then I started to follow her on Instagram. And then a few months later, I went to Prague, and I was like, okay, I'm going to Prague and I must see her. I must see her on stage. And that was the night where her students performed, and she also performed. It was beautiful little pub near to the river. And I fell in love. I was like, wow, I felt so empowered watching those people. And I was like, wow, I want to do this thing to other people, this thing that they did to me, when I was in the audience. Wow. Yeah, and I remember we talked with Zoria a little bit, and I bought her pasties, actually, and I used those pasties during my debut. So, Zoria, I love you so much. Yeah, now I want to cry. Right. It's very moving, don't you think?
yeah.
It is.
It's your emotions, man.
Yeah. And also when you talk about, the way women need time to actually discover their power, their beauty. And today I was thinking about the situation when I was 9 years old. I was growing up in the 90s. It was a terrible time, in terms of how bodies were perceived in media, etc. And I was a huge Spice Girls admirer. Oh my God, I was such a big fan, and I loved Emma Bunton. And I remember I was reading some magazines, and there was a picture of Emma Bunton in a bodysuit, and they said something like, "Oh, can you see this?" Square-shaped hips. Wow. And she's on the beach like, wow, I think you need to lose some weight. It was disgusting, but that was the way we were treated in the 90s. I was 9 years old, and I realized that shape of my hips are very similar to Emma Bunton's hips. You know what happened? I never went to the beach ever again, for many, many years. Because of this stupid comment, Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? So that's the story, you really need some time to actually deal with yourself, with your emotions, with your body. And I'm very grateful because burlesque gave me a lot of strength, a lot of this kind of self-love everyone talk about, like, oh, self-love, you need to love yourself because anybody else will love you. But yeah, I mean, really, when I'm on stage and I'm seeing those reactions and I can, feel it in my body, like, oh, this is very empowering and I love it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, girls.
Yeah, seriously, I'm glad that you mentioned the whole body positive aspect of burlesque. The nature was kind for me. I am tall, I am slim, I don't have problems with weight, but I have different problems, like some...
Everybody does.
Yeah, of course, everybody does. And I was, for many, many years, I was really ashamed of my back.
For example.
Yeah, I have some spine issues, which are a little bit visible, and skin issues, which are even more visible. But I thought recently, when I was on a photo session, it was like a kind of photo meeting, the burlesque motif. And the organizers wanted me to perform one act and then be a model, to pose for photos.
I saw some photos, they're really good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, they are amazing. And I chose a quite simple act, which is very classic, with feather fans, corsets, and panel skirt, just to give them a glimpse. What is burlesque? What is classic burlesque? Because that was the this kind they wanted to see, and they were like super excited. All those models and photographers, when they sit waiting for me, they were screaming and laughing and clapping, and I hadn't even come outside. They were already excited. When I did my performance, of course, there was very loud. And after the show, one girl approached me. I think that was one of the organizers, but I'm not sure. A lot of people were there. And she said that it's amazing what you do with your body. And I thought, but I haven't done anything special, actually.
Yeah.
But I think, wow, this is strange. This might be a little bit frustrating, that things that I consider quite simple, doesn't mean that they don't make an effect, but they are quite simple, are something extraordinary for most of Polish women.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. You don't need to do splits. You don't need to do handstands and all those acrobatic things. Of course, you can if you want to, but that's why I love burlesque, because it gives you a lot of freedom. You can actually adjust everything you do on stage to your possibilities, but it's always about the movement. It's how you showing yourself. It's how you move. Even very delicate ones can have a big impact.
That's what I thought when I started in burlesque. I was more like an actor. I had some theater workshops. I played in a few plays. So I thought maybe I should use this talent. I should be more an actor than a dancer during my burlesque performing. And most of my acts, the very early ones, they are mostly stories played with my mimic, with some gestures. Later, when I started taking some sexy dance classes and also ballet dance classes, I decided to add more dance. But first thing was theater, playing, giving a story. Yeah. If I couldn't do a split, I could give you a nice story.
That's wonderful. Yeah, and that was my also idea about burlesque, the stories. And actually, just recently about this, feather fans, and I'm thinking about something a bit more classical, but we'll see how it will end. It's still in progress. It's still here.
Fingers crossed. It will be great.
Thanks.
So thank you so much to both of you for sharing both of your stories. This is actually the first time that I'm hearing these stories, just like the audience, and I thank you both so much. And let's kind of go around and give the audience a way to connect with us. So for myself, if you would like to connect with me, please follow me on Instagram. It's just Colette de la Creme. And if you would like to support me, please buy or consider buying a tarot reading. They're only $12, and you can get it in either Polish or English. And when you purchase the reading, let me know if you need it in Polish or if you need it in English.
You can find me also on Instagram. It's Freya Flame. What's the sign down there?
Dash.
No, lower dash.
Lower dash. I'm always.
Oh, sorry.
I'm always confused.
Something like this.
Lower dash.
They'll find her. They'll find you.
Freya Flame, lower dash, burlesque. And if you live in Tricity or somewhere nearby, you can join for my workshops. Contact me via Instagram or visit my website, freyaflame.pl.
And I'm just on Instagram, so it's pretty easy to find. I think I'm shadow banned, but still, I think you can find me. Moonlight.pixie lower dash burlesque. Please follow and give us a lot of love. Thanks, you guys. Thank you. Woo! Okay. Wow. That was nice.
That was